Welcome to Breaking Barriers. You know your path. We know the obstacles, and we can teach you how to tear them down. And now your host, CEO and founder of Adapting Social, John Vigero.
Guys, welcome back to Breaking Barriers. I'm insanely excited today. With me, I have my partner, a buddy of mine, a new buddy of mine, Dylan here, the king of Kamoti. We got the king of Kamoti in the building today. Thank you so much for being here, brother. I appreciate it, man.
My pleasure, man.
A lot of people have seen me just throw, this all over the place, all over my social feed and stuff. They're like, oh my God, you're the dude who came up with this, right? This genius idea, great, amazing tasting green teas. Quick fun fact before Dylan goes into who the hell is Dylan. So I met Dylan due to his cousin Chris. I was at a party, and there was about 30 or 40 people, and I ordered like 40 or 50 green tea shots.
That's usually how it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm ordering all these green tea shots, and at the time, this kid comes up to me, he goes, "Did you just order all those green tea shots?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I gotta introduce you to my cousin, bro. He just started this thing." And I was like, wait. He makes green tea?
Yeah.
So from that point, that's how we met. But for people out there who are like, okay, who the hell is Dylan? Tell them a little about yourself, man. What's been your journey for career and like what you're doing, and then how did you come up with Kamoti?
Gotcha. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18 years old. My first project was a basketball league, actually, where we lowered the rims to 8.5. Dunk, so everyone's dunking and stuff like that. And we took it to the next level even further. We did, everyone had up-to-date stats.
Right.
Like right after the game, your stats would be uploaded. The best jerseys and video highlights. Standing, schedule, video, like player interviews, everything. Right. The whole nines. And then from there, that evolved into an apparel company where we made custom apparel. And we automated the whole process where you go on our website, we link you with a designer. Yep. You tell them exactly what you had in mind. We want the Astros jersey, but pink and teal. And, we come up, mock it up, and then we get it to you in 3 to 4 weeks.
And a lot of those, like I looked at that website, a lot of those jerseys are sick.
Yeah. I mean,
they're actually really cool.
Props to the people coming up with the ideas, you know what I mean? Because it all comes from the consumer. They're the ones who come up with the ideas.
So they're the ones doing it, you guys just make it happen.
Yeah, we just make it happen.
Got it.
Exactly.
So you did that stuff, and then boom, did you wind up exiting? Are you still involved in those things?
I'm still, I'm not there day to day, but obviously still have my equity within it. But then from there, my 20s, I was out partying like everybody else, and, green tea shots was my favorite shot to order.
Right.
Like you said before, ordering 40 at a time.
Right.
And just from doing so, I noticed that there was room for improvement here, whether it comes from taste, time, and the biggest thing for me in life and in business is efficiency.
Totally.
Efficiency is super important to me because, there's been studies that efficiency increases profitability from 20 to 30%. And on top of that, which I think is invaluable, is ease of mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're only here for limited time, so if you could have less headaches and smoother, day to day, I think can't put a price on that.
You can't.
So that's where, the lack of efficiency was really, which was really bugging me. You know what I mean?
And for anybody out there who likes shots, especially like mixed shots, like green tea shots or whatever it is, that takes, when you're in a busy bar, that fucking takes forever.
Yeah.
And also, you never know the consistency of what you're gonna get, right? And Meg, if you want to flip those over so you can get the behind the scenes like that, you can. But the whole thing though is that when I got 40 green tea shots, right? I was there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally 20 minutes. I was waiting.
Exactly.
And what I love that you did, what I also just want to compliment is the fact that literally most people were out there drinking, getting after it, getting fucked up, whatever. And you're over here innovating while you're fucking drinking.
Yeah, I mean,
which I love. I mean, it's you're thinking about every angle. And I think that's the key about Kamoti that I love so much and why I'm so into it. Yeah. Is because when you develop this, whether you realize it or not, but clearly you did because you talk about efficiency. Yeah. But it's more efficient for the consumer and for the bar owner.
Exactly.
And obviously anybody else, whether liquor store or not, but definitely in bars because it's who needs to why waste time? Just get it in the cups and go.
Yeah. So I was gonna say originally the idea was selfish needs.
Right.
For the consumer side, I was tired of waiting. Taste was messed up. But then looking more into it, I realized it solves problems at all angles.
Totally.
And that's the best stuff you can do. You can add value to business while helping consumers, I think that's always a plus.
So talk to me about how, so at first it was called Hoshi.
Yes.
It still is technically on the legal side.
Yeah.
But so why Hoshi? Why Kamoti? Like, give them the backhand.
This is a little embarrassing, but growing up, I was into the Japanese shows and stuff like that. So I wound up develop my own language as a kid.
I love it.
Yeah. So my dad, just being a good dad, try to fit in with me. He made up a nickname for me. He called me Hoshi Kamoti, and then just Hoshi for short. To this day, Hoshi. Hoshi. Yeah, Hoshi. Yeah. So I was thinking of a name, and I noticed all these big businesses, their name usually has no correlation to what the business is. Uber, High Noon, you know what I mean? It doesn't really have to do that. Exactly. So I was just I couldn't think of names Hoshi, And so I wound up going with Hoshi, and then upon further research, getting into trademarks and stuff like that, apparently Hoshi means star in Japanese. I always just thought it was just a random word. So, in being that it meant star, there was a ton of other companies with the same name. So we might have been able to win the battle, but it would have been an uphill battle, and we were so in infancy. I was just let's just switch it now. So our logo was always a Komodo dragon. So me and my partner, my co-founder, were brainstorming every day about names, and we were just we both stumbled upon Kamoti, so Komodo, and then green tea, white tea, and then we're gonna evolve into other flavors. So we were let's just stick with that, and the trademark was wide open, URL Kamoti.com wide open, which was amazing. So that's where we're at right now.
I love that, man. And for people that are wondering, where can I get this? Now, where is it active and all that stuff? So
currently we're only in New Jersey, which is going to change for 2023. But most liquor stores and bars, you could find this. But if you go on our website, Kamoti.com, and go to where to buy, it'll give us a list of store locators, and if anything, you could just order from a website.
Got it.
Yeah, right to your door.
That's very sick. So again, anywhere, and actually almost anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
So right to your door, anywhere in the country, in 2 or 3 days, you get it.
Yeah.
So again, I would recommend ordering on a Wednesday, get it for the Friday. Exactly. Gotta get ready for that Friday.
Yeah. And always order more than one. They don't last. They don't last.
Listen, yesterday I was sitting there in the pool and I was like, all right, I saw this really sick video. And for anybody out there, obviously a lot of business owners listen to this. Yeah. It's important to always create content. It's so important, and to really develop your personality and the brand. And so one of the things I was doing yesterday, I saw this video of this guy with an iPhone. I think he had 12 or 13. Yeah. But he put his phone upside down, and he went in the pool and did this whole really cool thing where it looked like a wave was coming, and then he ended up next to a bottle.
Oh, okay.
So I was in my pool like a jackass, trying to fucking do this thing, and it just wasn't working for me. Yeah. But that's what I said yesterday though, was the best. There's nothing better than in heat. What's the only thing better than that is two Kamotis, right? No matter what,
it's true.
One goes too quickly. Yeah. They're too delicious, too good. Mm-hmm. Now I want to switch real quickly to just entrepreneurial stuff,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So what for people, somebody out there right now, right, who's watching this, right, are listening to this, they're a lot of people are oh, I want to start a business, or I want to start something. I have this great idea. For you now, obviously this is your second venture, we'll call it, right? So what would you tell somebody out there who's about to start a startup and get going? What's your best advice?
My best advice is, it's not so much the idea. This is a great idea. Yep. I have a million ideas. That's one of my good one of my talents. I could come up with ideas, but it all comes down to execution. Totally. Meaning that you got to go out and do it, and do it properly. Right. Because look at there's Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates. Right. They're all the same thing, but they all execute well. Right. So that's what the main thing is. Right. I think execution, and meaning go do it. Right.
Don't just talk about it.
Yeah, don't talk about it. And I think that's a big thing too. For, I noticed, don't even tell people.
Just go do it.
Yeah, there's something with your brain. If you say something out loud, say I'm gonna go start this business, and you agree with me, 75% of the time you don't go do it, because that instant gratification that you believe I could do it, cool. Now you don't do it. Right. So don't even say it. Right. If you want to do it, just go do it.
Right. Yeah. I love that, man. Yeah. I love that. And I think we all know people who are really intelligent, smart people that have a million ideas, that most of them don't actually take action. Yeah. Right. So being smart, having intelligence, having a degree, that doesn't matter if you're not taking the action.
Exactly.
And that's why I always say knowledge isn't power. It's applied knowledge, right? So it's
that's
execution.
A good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's execution, right? So it's great advice, man.
Yeah, and one more thing I will say is don't be afraid of risk. You know, you could run through every scenario in your head why it won't work.
Right.
But the thing is, you can't cross that bridge till it happens.
Totally.
So
totally.
That's the biggest thing to be successful, being able to pivot. Like, there's going to be a ton of obstacles.
Right.
Yeah. It's given. Just
and that's why
you have to be prepared to accept that and figure out how to fix the problem.
You got to be agile.
Exactly.
And they say big ships turn slow. That's why, like, when big companies, when they're too big, they wind up failing because they can't pivot fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these employees, they have all these processes, they have all the shit they have to change before they can actually do what they want to do.
Makes sense.
Which is why in, like, the startup / like smaller business phase, when you're scaling, like, it's so incredibly important to learn how to keep being agile, no matter what. So I love that you said that. It's awesome. So two things, right? So we had somebody who so we had people like that, you know, message us, hey, I have a question for the guest.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that we got for this specifically was for Kamoti was, number one, why is the ABV 20 and what's like a normal ABV for green tea shot? Like, like, do we know what that is? Because it was a it's a fair question.
It's a good question, yeah. So if you were to make it a traditional way, the ABV would be about 23%.
Oh, so same
20.